All eyes on Doge. Big run up to the moon. Whew. Doge still going up. All eyes on Doge. Still big run up to the moon. Keep going up. Going up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Up. Movement in Doge. Dogecoin. Up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Up. Movement in Doge. Dogecoin. 42.69. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin.
Hey everybody, Chris here. Welcome on a Tuesday. How's everybody doing? I'm starting a little early today. Welcome, letting everybody come in. I know this morning in my video I said I would start at 4 o'clock, but I'm not working today. I have the week off and I just got bored. So we'll start the main part of our session today at 4 o'clock. So I thought I'd just come on early and chat with you guys for a little bit, whoever's in the early crew. So we'll be able to chat at what's going on. And then I will get into the agenda of the day is a bear market. And this is actually a live stream that I did back in probably 4 years ago. It was probably right at the end of 2021. I did this and I predicted the Dogecoin bottom of 2022. And because you guys know that I am very bearish, and a lot of you are asking where I think the bottom is going to be. And so we're going to do that. We're going to do that in this live stream, but in a little bit. We can talk about other stuff right now, and then we will get into the good stuff here. So welcome everybody. I normally just talk about the news of the day, and there is none. There's nothing. We had the FOMC minutes. We had all these stupid accounts on crypto Twitter saying volatility, like, oh, Bitcoin's going to go on a big pump. And I'm just like, no. We already know what the minutes are going to say. We already know that nothing's going to happen. And so that is, I know, Ryan. Haha, I gotcha. You thought you had time. Now I'm going to start the main part of today's live stream at 4 o'clock. We're in the early crew here, and I thought I would just come on and chat with you guys. Early crew, chat with KrissPax, because I see you guys normally like typing in the chat all amongst yourselves while I'm getting things set up. There's nothing to set up today. There's nothing to set up. We're going to do it live. And I'm going to show you how I predicted the Dogecoin bottom for last bear market. And if indeed we are at the beginning of the next bear market, where's the bottom going to be? And so I will show that to you. I'll show that to you according to my little analysis. So we'll look at that. And we'll look at other coins too. We'll look at Bitcoin, we'll look at ETH, we'll look at XRP, we'll look at all of them. Because the same thing kind of works. The same thing kind of works. So yeah, we'll look at it. And this is again for the people who are waiting to buy in at a lower price. Because I see that, I mean, we saw it. We saw it all year, right? Dogecoin was at 30 cents. Oh, I'm not going to buy until it's 25. Dogecoin gets to 25 cents. And then it's like, oh, no, I'm not buying. I'll wait till 19 cents. Dogecoin goes to 19 cents. Nope, not buying yet. I'll wait till 15 cents. And we had that all year long. We had a few ups and downs here and there, but not a good year. Not a good year, 2025. Some would say even a bear market for 2025, except for Bitcoin, because Bitcoin, if we look at the Bitcoin chart, Bitcoin hit an all-time high right here. Bitcoin hit an all-time high on October 6th. On October 6th. So it was a bull market for Bitcoin. It just wasn't for most alts. We had a number of alts, like maybe Zcash And Monero, like the privacy coins, they did very well. A few others here and there. But for the most part, yeah. Yeah, JRD, I get it, right? I get it. Hopefully bounces back. Not sure I can take another 4 years holding Bitcoin long term. Doge, eventually you want to take some profits, but that's where we are, right? And even Fred Krueger today on X this afternoon, he said, hey, I got 2025 wrong. Well, I said the same thing the other day because everybody was giving me a hard time. And I was like, I admit it. I got it wrong. Everybody got it wrong. Nobody got it right for the predictions of 2025. But that doesn't mean we can't predict 2026 still. Remember, this is just edutainment, right? We're just here for edutainment. That's it. None of this is financial advice. I'm waiting to buy back in. I'm not buying Bitcoin at 88,000 and I'm not buying Doge at 1227. That's just me. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm being bearish. Bada bing. The market makers always get it right because they manipulate the market however they want, right, Manuel? Take out the longs, take out the shorts, take out more longs, take out more longs, take out more longs, take out shorts, take out more longs, and thus we have the price going down. And it's the same for Bitcoin. Look at this big drop in Bitcoin that we had. From the 27th of October all the way down to the 22nd of November. That whole month was just down, down, down. If you didn't think that was the start of a bear market, I don't know. But that's what sold me. In fact, I was sold right here the first week of November, right on that dump right there. I was like, yep, this is bear. So sorry. Matt, if Elon considered an internal launch as an actual launch for X Money, wouldn't the X account say X Money launched? It would. Oh, let's at least get that up here, right? Let's at least get that up here. Because we have to do our daily check-in, right? You have to do the daily check-in. And here it comes. Oh, launching in 2025. Yeah, Matt, you would think so, right? They would change this to say launched, but nope. We only have one more day. We only have one more day. It's like, come on. Got one more chance. Just give me one more chance. Launching in 2025. Nope, still there. Still there. I'm here to make money. Well, we will see, Manuel. I mean, a lot of us are here to make money. Some of us are just here to have fun with Dogecoin, right? I mean, Dogecoin is more than an investment. That's what I've been telling people. Like this guy, Derek, he keeps saying, oh, it's got unlimited supply and keeps minting more and more. And price is down 75%. I'm like, if you have that mentality and that attitude, you're not going to make it. You probably shouldn't have bought Dogecoin in the first place, if that is what is first on your mind. And I know a lot of people have bought Dogecoin just because, hey, I thought it would be easy, buy low, sell high, make a lot of money. I get it. That's the mentality in crypto that a lot of people have. But Dogecoin is so much more than that. What prices are you waiting to buy? At 4 o'clock, we are going to start that. We're going to start talking about that at 4. Because I said this morning in the video, come join my live stream at 4 o'clock. And it's like, I'm just starting early and chatting with you guys, with the early crew here. Chatting with the early crew. Whatever's on your mind. Possible recession. See, I think the United States is going to avoid the recession mostly because Trump is not going to let the GDP numbers go down. By artificially flooding the energy market with oil to keep gas prices low. And that's it. There will not be an official recession under Trump. He won't let that happen. Despite unemployment ticking up, inflation ticking up, Is the economy going to slow down? I don't know. He's still talking about not stimmy checks, but like tax breaks or something. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Hey, I front ran a VP there. I got started before he did. I just got a notification. Oh my God, too funny. You're bearish. If institutions, banks, and degen gamblers laid off, we could have had a different outcome. I'm not sure what you mean there. The institutions haven't affected Doge. They have Bitcoin. There's a lot of money went into ETFs. But just because all of that money is in ETFs doesn't stop the price of Bitcoin from going down. So we have that. Hey, Chuckles, we're just in the early crew here. We'll get to the real stuff at 4 o'clock. I front ran everybody today. Tomorrow, X money? Maybe, Orbison. Why would this Doge bear be almost as low as the last bear? You'd think we'd go even lower. I will show you what my number says. I will show you. Oh, the Pax Cat Your King is also in the house. Wow. I am privileged. Took me by surprise. Yeah, 9 p.m. 4 p.m., 9 p.m. Depends on where you are. I think in terms of where I live, not where you live. That's just the way it is. Ryan has an announcement. Bracelets. Aw. Was that a package? Was that the package we were looking for? It actually made it? The package? There's Truth Social ETFs. Really? Truth Social ETFs. I kind of think they're not going to do much. Mostly because it's a Trump thing and nothing Trump does is good. So, Goose. Did you guys get arrested together? Oh, I love that. Oh, I love that. I'd rather sell my coins next year for tax purposes. Yeah, me too. Anything that is in profit, I'm not selling these last couple days. In fact, I have 4 limit orders set. And this morning we did have prices going up. And so I set my limit orders, not for Doge, but for PEPE and BONK, and PENGU and stacks a little bit higher, right? Because this was moving up. So I set up comparatively a little higher. It's like, okay, I'm going to get a decent price. I mean, it's lower than it was here on Sunday night. I should have sold there, obviously. But I thought, okay, I'll set my limit orders here and we'll catch it on the way up, because we were having higher lows, higher highs on the short time frame overnight. And I was like, okay. And then the market turned around and went down. So none of my crypto limit orders hit. They're still set. They didn't hit. I did hit my stocks. So I sold Megal and I sold Zone. They both hit my limit orders. So I'm good on those. I am out. And I see Zone is still going up. Stupid Zone. It's now 26 cents. I sold at 25. Stupid Zone. Couldn't win with that one. You're welcome, KB. How are you? You can wear it on your ankle. Oh, Goose has one on his ankle too. That's good. I've never been into an ankle bracelet. Yeah, not my thing. I did wear a bracelet on my wrist once for a short while. God, that was a long time ago. I don't remember. I know, Boss Mac, right? I took the L. For tax purposes, I took the L. To reduce my capital gains 2025. Will I buy in? I don't know. Do I want to buy back into that thing? I don't know. I'm kind of thinking, kind of thinking no. There's probably going to be like a reverse split next year or something. I just don't see it. I don't see it coming back. What was my loss? Good question. Let's see if it tells me. This was on Webull. I know I would immediately get it on Robinhood, but this was on Webull. Orders. Today's filled. Zone. Transaction fee, blah, blah, blah. God, it doesn't tell me. It doesn't tell me. Stupid Webull. It was a lot. It was probably about $5,000. That's my guess. Probably around $5,000. I lost on that one. But anyway, it's sold. Done. I wonder if I go into it. No, it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't tell me. Nope. Yeah, I think about $5,000. Down 11,000. Yeah, I didn't buy as much as you. But yeah, that takes $5,000 off my net profit for 2025. See you, Goose. Back to the background. The background. You have an ankle bracelet, it says Kriss. Ah, Red Bull. The bull run will hit so hard, I will get an ankle monitor. Oh. Yeah. You're down 3,200. Yeah, I was probably 5,500, and I took the L today. So yeah, I know, boss. I know. And I don't know if I'm going to buy back into it. I'm going to take that money next year. I'm going to buy something else. I don't think I'm going to reinvest. I just don't like it for next year. So, yeah. Hey, Campo, how are you? We're going to get into the meat of the live stream in about 10 minutes when it hits 4 o'clock here in Boston, because that's when I said I was going to start. But I came on early to be here with the early crew, with you guys. So what's on your mind? What's on your mind, guys? Anything. And then we'll get into like this bear market stuff. FOMC, well, today was the minutes. The minutes were released from the December 10th FOMC, and they really didn't say anything new. A little bit of clarification on what they expect for rate cuts in 2026. And Polymarket immediately reacted because the January FOMC, which I already said was going to be a pause and no rate cuts, is now climbing up, no rate cut, because that was just obvious. They seem to be a little concerned about inflation and unemployment. And their target right now is maybe 2 rate cuts in 2026. And I think we might be lucky to get that, just on my view of the economy going forward. But yeah, the next FOMC meeting is the last week of January. Chair Powell will still be there. He'll be there through January's, March's, and April. So he has three more FOMCs, January, March, and April. There's none in February. And then Chair Powell steps down at the beginning of May. And we get a new Fed chair. Now, if this new Fed chair comes in and we've had 3 straight FOMCs with no rate cuts, Trump is going to be all over him to cut the rates. But he doesn't get to decide by himself. It's the board. There's 12 votes. So, yeah. I don't know if the U.S. government isn't doing that yet. 5 years of social media history. They're not doing that. I kind of think there's a lot of FUD there, but I don't know. I don't know how it works. Well, you'll tell us, right? What do they ask for when you're standing there with your passport and it's not a U.S. passport? Are they actually going to be looking for that? How do they do that? I don't know. Land of the free. Just watch what you say, right? Watch what you say. If what was supposed to be a bear bull market for a while this year wouldn't make it any more likely for next year. I'm just going on, again, Bitcoin. And Bitcoin was Bitcoin had a bull market through the 6th of October. It hit an all-time high. So the four-year cycle was still intact, Matt, for Bitcoin. Altcoins do different things, but Bitcoin did have a 3-year, 11-month cycle. Hit an all-time high in October 2025, and then started peeling back. So that hasn't changed. That's the way I see it. It hasn't changed. So I am bearish on 2026. And a lot of you guys aren't going to like that, but you know I keep it real and I say what I think, not what people want me to say. That's just the way it is. And I'll show you exactly what happened back in 2021 going into 2022, where I correctly predicted the Dogecoin low of the 2022 bear market. And I'll show you how I did that and what I think this looks like for 2026. And not only for Doge, we can do it for any coin. And we'll just go through that. So we'll do that in just a little bit. They do it in advance when you apply for the ESTA. They do it in advance. So how do what do you have to do? Screenshots? I mean, what do you do? How do you do that? You give them access to your account? I don't know how you do that. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be rate cuts for a while. I don't think so. But yeah, today was the minutes. And of course, there were all these accounts on crypto Twitter saying, Powell's speaking today, emergency Fed meeting, like all this stuff. And I was just like shaking my head. Like, no. And on Tom Crown's live stream, people were coming on. It's like, where's Powell? When's he going to speak? And it's like, people, come on. Don't listen to the crap. And even in the title of Tom's live stream, it said FOMC minutes. It didn't say meeting or speech or anything like that. So because I have a wrench on Tom's channel, I was like chaperoning and just saying, hey, there's no speech. It's just the minutes, guys. But that's how it goes, right? You have to provide your ats. Oh, I get it. So you give them your ats and then they can go scroll. I get it. Wow. Well, were you a good girl? Were you a good girl? Or were you saying things you shouldn't have said? Hey, Will, how are you? Yep. I started early, just part of the early crew today. We'll get to the good stuff in just a few minutes. I know the power of the wrench, and I have that on Tom's channel. I have the power of the wrench. Always a good girl. Yeah, I saw you reworded it. You did delete it, but I see it all here on my side, and I didn't see that you had deleted it by the time I clicked on it. So, but I got your point. I got your point. See? It did it again. Did it again. You can't keep retracting your messages. I see them. I think, Matt, you just have to start like typing in your message and then like reread it before you click post, you know? Reread it, the draft, before you click post. Only Francisco. 80% of people who predicted the market were wrong. No, I'd say it's more like 99. I'd say 99% got it wrong. But that doesn't mean we won't do it again for 2026. We're going to do it again. I predicted the bear market because the 8-ball said so. All hail the mighty 8-ball, right? It was only because of the 8-ball. Yes. No, I believe the same thing. None of you guys wanted to hear it, though. And I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but all I need is for Anthony to come on here and start buying a bunch of crypto because he does the anti-Kriss. Although deep inside, I think that he thinks that I'm actually right this time. I've been here before. I've been here before. Hey, Luca, how are you? Will you keep buying Doge in 2026? Yes, and I will tell you the price I'm going to buy at in just a few minutes. I'm currently down considering DCA in 2025, but I won't give up. Duchess, how are you? You predicted that Kriss should live stream, and here we are. Aloha. No news on X money. Nope, it's still here. Launching in 2025. Nothing new. Elon did say something today about increasing payouts to content creators on X, and I see that, and I'm just, oh, that means just more crap filling up your stream on X. It's just, because now you're just going to have people just posting garbage to try and get more money, and I'm just like, all we can do is wait. Yeah, but that doesn't mean I don't like go through my thing and tell you what I see. Life would be boring otherwise. But yes, the Magic 8-Ball did predict the bear market. And it took me a little bit to like agree with it, but I finally did. Again, about first week in November is when I caved. First week in November. I still own the Trump token. So yeah, forget the ESTA form. You own Trump token. As long as you got to put that on there somewhere, right? And Trump will be, yeah, let him in. Let him in. Can a wrench give another wrench a timeout? Do you have that kind of power? How powerful are the wrenches actually against the other wrenches? Hi, Gene. Yeah, I started early. I was in the early crew. So we were just last half hour. We haven't done anything yet. We're waiting for 4 o'clock. We've now hit 4 o'clock. We've now hit 4 o'clock. So I can start now. I was just here with the early crew. We were just chit-chatting. Just chit-chatting. Oh, thank you, Will. I like to keep things real, and those who appreciate that stick around. Those that just want to hear me pump their bags, they're like, ooh, Kriss is a bear. And I'm just like, I'm just telling you what I see. Just telling you what I see. Badge of honor, Trump coin. Who won an espresso machine? That would have been cool. An espresso machine would have been cool. I'd have taken that. I would have taken that. The Cartier watch, that'd be nice. Didn't get that. I got Solana tokens. I hear tonight they're giving away XRP tokens. Did you hear that, Will? Will, did you hear that? Tonight on Robinhood. XRP tokens. If you don't win one of the big prizes, you will get XRP tokens tonight. You have to have a Robinhood account and have already enabled crypto in order to get it. Just because you have a Robinhood account doesn't mean you're automatically going to get the crypto. You also have to have a crypto enabled account on Robinhood. A lot of people were complaining the first night. I was supposed to win Doge and I didn't get my Doge. Well, you didn't enable your crypto account. It said that in the fine print. Would 2 wrenches be the same as dividing by 0? Oh no, the world would end. We'd all get sucked into a black hole. We can't have that. Sucked in. I tried quieting Charlie once and couldn't, so no power there. The wrenches are strong in defense as well. All eyes on Doge. Ryan's got to go back to the store. You're going to miss the good stuff. I'm about to get into my whole thing here. My whole thing. How many XRP are they giving away? You're probably not going to get a lot. Probably going to get, what, maybe 2? No, maybe just 1. You might just get 1 XRP token. That'd be awesome, right? Everybody gets 1.06 XRP tokens. Oh, there's a recipe that Ryan is doing, and he needs cream cheese for it. I see what's going on here. You're on the big screen? I love being on the big screen. Hello. Here, I'll blow myself up and say, hello. Hi, Hawaii. How are you? Hello. Aloha. There you go. My average on Doge after buying the dip is now 12.4. The current price is 12.2, so close. Close. What's my predicted high for the next cycle? No. We're not doing that yet. We got to hit the low first. So today, John, we're talking lows. We're talking lows. You don't have a Robinhood, so you're not going to get your 1.07 XRP tokens. I know, right? Fish and cream cheese? What? I know, Serpent. The Serpent God. I'm seeing the same thing. That's why I'm a bear. Sorry. I wanted the trip to Hawaii. So did I. I wanted to go visit the Duchess and the Prince on Robinhood. I would have done that. I had to tell them, hey, I'm coming on Robinhood. They paid for everything, and I'd show up. Nope. Didn't win that. Got ETH tokens instead. All right, today we are going to be talking about bear market. I don't think the 4-year cycle is going to invalidate, and Doge most likely going to visit 6 cents. Well, we'll see. More Doge and then a vacation. All right, so here's the deal. Let me show you what I did last time, okay? Because I did this at the end of 2021, and it ended up being correct. So we go to the Dogecoin chart, and we go to the daily. And of course, this is something that I make fun of other people about because it is a little technical analysis. It's got some fib lines in it, but it worked. And it works just as a guideline, right? Just as a guideline. So we go back in time. We go back in time to 2021, all right? Go back in time, 2021, all right? God, that was a long time ago. 4 years ago, 2021. This is what Dogecoin looked like, right? We had the big run. We had the big run in April, and then followed up by the bigger run in May to a new all-time high of 73 cents. But then we had this huge fallback. That was through the end of May, just about. That was the big event that cleared out, liquidated tons of leverage, not anywhere near the amounts that we have today, but a lot. For that time, it was a lot. Right after Saturday Night Live, it was probably a week later. Yeah, it was about a week later. Elon announced he was going to be stopping Bitcoin payments for Tesla cars. And it crashed the price of Bitcoin. And so everything else dropped too. And I went through on a live stream because I was doing fib retracement stuff. And I was like, all right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to estimate, and I did this at the end of the year. So, but I looked back to that drop, that big wick on May 19th. And I said, okay, we're going to go from the bottom of that wick up to however high it got after that wick. And that is what I'm going to use. So here's what I did. I went from that, or no, however low it got before the end of the year. That was it. From the high after that wick down to the low. And I did this back here in like December. But I looked back at those prices and I said, well, this is what I did. I basically just did a fib from there to however high it got after. Was that. So that's what I did. It was as simple as that. And what I predicted was 5 cents. The 1.618 retracement down, 5 cents right there. So we make a horizontal line there. Right there. Right? Mark that correctly. Boom. Right? So that's that line right there. Now we go to 2022 and look what the bottom was right there, June 2022. There was actually one little wick there that went to 4.95. That was it. So for people who say, oh, Kriss never gets it right. Well, I got that one right. I got that one right. I said 5 cents. And that's what it did. So you ask, well, what about Bitcoin, right? Well, Bitcoin didn't quite work out the same. We can go to the Bitcoin chart and we can go back to also to 2022. And this was the Bitcoin one I did. Was this right here. The low on the drop up to the high. And for Bitcoin, it was going to be $8,600. The lowest it got was 15. So Bitcoin did not drop as far. And that is how I came to the conclusion that when crypto drops, Bitcoin does not drop as hard as alts. Now, it's not every alt. There's always some exceptions, but 90% of the alts will follow the same pattern. All right, so this is my thesis here on bear market bottoms. And it came from this, because Bitcoin did not go to 8,600. It went to 15,000. So that was the Bitcoin one. All right. So let's take a look at what we have today. And let's start with Bitcoin. Because people want to know, what's the Bitcoin bottom going to be in 2026? And so for that, I say, okay, we look at the big leverage flush, and then we look at the high and the low. All right? We look at the high and the low. The leverage flush, what happened afterwards was we had a run up after the leverage flush. Right here, October 10th. And so whatever the high is to the low is what we look at. So what is the price that Bitcoin is going to fall to is going to be this. 66,000 right there. Bitcoins would be 66,000. Serpent God says 67K. We are in agreement. That's pretty close right there. This is actually 66,960. So yeah, 67. Now previously I was saying 69, right around there. Maybe there's a wick down a little bit lower, so 67. I know people don't want to listen to this stuff. You just want prices to go up. But for those who believe that there are bear markets still ahead and those that want to buy at the bottoms, what are those bottoms going to be? I know, Ryan, right? 6, 7. It's just the way it is. Sometimes numbers are just numbers, right? But there it is, right there. So what does this mean for Dogecoin then, right? That's what you want to know. What's the Dogecoin bottom going to be? So the top after the liquidation leverage flush. I don't go to the all-time or whatever. I just do the liquidation flush. Where did Dogecoin trade up to? And where is the bottom so far? And we go from here to here. And what this says is the Dogecoin bottom is going to be, you're going to love this, Ryan. You're going to love it. 6.7 cents. 6.7 cents is the 1.618 Fibonacci. It's 6.7. So I do edutainment here, right? This is all edutainment. This is not financial advice at all. This is just numbers. I know, Charlie, right? I know. But can you imagine buying Dogecoin at 6.7 cents? Just about half of the current price. We're talking bear markets. And I just like, yeah, I don't know, D. Nunez. What will be the last Robinhood? What will be the last Robinhood giveaway for crypto? Let's take a guess here. This is good. Let me see. Let me look at the active cryptos, right? Search. Crypto. Tradable. So Bitcoin, they did. ETH, they did. BNB, I don't know about that. XRP, Solana, Doge. Cardano? Would they give away ADA? Would they give away Cardano? Bitcoin Cash? Probably not. Link, XLM. How about Litecoin? Boy, the Litecoin fans would love that, right? Litecoin. Sheeb. But I'm going to give away Sheeb tokens. Sheeb is like so dead. PEPE. Trump tokens. That'd be funny if they gave away Trump tokens, right? Trump tokens. BONK. PENGU. Optimism. Floki. Whiff. Popcat. Ooh. PexCat would like that. I'm guessing out of all of those, it would be between ADA and Litecoin. That's what I would guess. It would be ADA or Litecoin. We'll see. Yeah, good question. Good guess. Good question. All right, so let's go ahead and let's look at some other coins. Here is, I got to redo. This was my old one on ETH. So what we do is we look for the liquidation flush. We look at the high and the low. This is not going to be good for ETH. It's not going to be good. People aren't going to want to hear this for ETH. The ETH bear market bottom. Well, people are going to be wanting to buy ETH here. 1,755. 1755 here. Which will be, this blue line is the long-term support line for ETH. This line is the long-term support line. So we could see 1755 hit that long-term support line in 2026. We could see that. That would be bear market bottom for ETH, 1,755. Everybody immediately sells the Trump tokens. I know. If it's free Trump tokens, I don't want it. I don't want it. All right. Litecoin. Here, we'll look at Litecoin. Same thing, right? Here's the big flush on October 10th. Litecoin came all the way up to a 113 and down to 72. This is not going to be good for Litecoin. Litecoin ends up bear market bottom of 50 bucks. $50 for Litecoin. It's just a fib thing, right? And I'm doing it because of the leverage flush. And why do I choose the leverage flush? Again, that's what wiped out almost $20 billion of leverage. It takes out the leverage, you start over. This was the theory I had in 2022, and it played out pretty close. Now, for Bitcoin, again, if Bitcoin's doesn't go all the way down to the 1.618, which is like, $66,000, $67,000, maybe it only goes halfway. That would be about like 75. Again, that would be the theory that Bitcoin doesn't go down all the way to the 1.618. So, yes, if Doge goes down to 6.5 cents, that would be a good time to lower my average. 6.7 would be a gift. Yes, it would. And if and when that happens, I'm backing up the truck. I'm loading up the truck. Yes. And if the fib line is right again, oh man, I mean, I got to trade it, right? I absolutely have to trade it. If we believe it's possible to have no true alt season this cycle, why wouldn't it be just as possible to have a late run? No, we did. It was a year ago. Our alt season was November and December 2024. It front ran Bitcoin. Just like it did back in 2021, the same thing happened. Alt season happened in 2021 from like March to May. And then Bitcoin went to an all-time high in November. So same thing. That alt season was at the end of 2024. Was it a full alt season? No, it was a partial alt season. Bitcoin was still relatively strong. 4 years is just based on patterns. It's tied to things like the Bitcoin halving and the US presidential election, like in those things, which happen every 4 years. Yeah, I don't follow the 7-year cycle thing. We talked about that. That was, who was it that showed that? Dima James Potts. He had the 7-year cycle theory. I'm not a believer in that. Yeah, we looked at that earlier this year. I'll save up some dry powder for that drop. But if it doesn't happen and goes on a run instead because of some catalyst, then it's all good too. Right. And that doesn't mean there's not a run before then. Again, in 2022, we did see Dogecoin double in price after Elon bought Twitter. So even in bear markets, you can still have pumps. But what happened, and we can go back and we can look at that, and you can see exactly what happened in a bear market for Dogecoin. Because it's really obvious when you see it. It'll be like, oh yeah, here it was. Right here. This was it. This was Dogecoin in 2022, deep in the bear market. Dogecoin was trading at 6 cents, and it went all the way up to 14, even touched 15 cents here when Elon bought Twitter. This is a daily chart. I think there was some hype right before that. There's some anticipation there. Price started to go up. Elon bought Twitter and boom. Huge volume spike, huge trading, doubled in price. Now, when it came back down, it came all the way back to 7 cents. That's the type of move that Dogecoin could do. Let's say when X Money launches, we could see this exact thing happen. More than doubles in price. So from 12 cents today, we could go to like 25, 30 cents. And then it would come back down, but probably not all the way, maybe to 15 cents. And then we continue from there. This is what I would expect would happen with a big catalyst for Doge in a bear market. It's not going to stay up here. That's not how Dogecoin trades. Again, just looking at the past and how things have happened, that is what we could see for Doge. So 6 cents to 15 cents, back down to 7. And then we had a golden cross right there. That's the golden cross. We could see that again, except now it's 12 cents up to 25 or 30 cents, and then back down to 15. So, or you can just do good every day and just DCA and buy in the dips and continue to hold until, I don't know, another 3 years, right? Till we get into the next full bull. Is a dollar Doge possible? So that's all going to depend on adoption and integration, John. I think you need something like that. But that's a lot of buying. That's a lot of buying. For all we know, Trump could randomly introduce a 200% tariffs. That's the fear, right? That is the fear. Usually it's 5 o'clock, Duchess. We see the PAX cap. 5 o'clock. We got a half an hour. Summon him then, and we'll see if that works. Happy Tuesday, Joshua. My holidays were good. I'm enjoying the week off from work. So hung out over on Tom Crown's channel earlier. He did the FOMC meeting minutes. I never said alt season is coming, Vinny. And don't call me a fool. You know better. So be careful. Be careful there with what you say. I was predicting a half alt season if we were indeed continuing in a bull market, and we didn't. The thesis was invalidated by the 10-10 leverage flush. You haven't been paying attention. Haven't been paying attention. If you want to make money, pay attention. Not financial advice, but keeping it real. Hey, Kronos, since you brought it up one time with Doge, so let's say you got gifted Sol, but don't want to hold it. Can I sell it right away? I didn't look at the terms and conditions. I mean, the Robinhood one. If you get it free from Robinhood, you have to look at the terms and conditions. I didn't read it all. I'm just going to hold on to it. But if somebody else gifted it to you and you want to sell it, sure, sell it right away. The 1 year thing was just from Robinhood, if they have that clause in their terms and conditions, because they did last New Year's Eve for their Bitcoin and Dogecoin giveaways. But I didn't read the fine print this time. What we need is the dollar to lose 90% of its value. Then Doge will be $1. So when next year? Yeah, it would be next summer. As patterns have played out before, this cycle could be August, September. The guy with the Trump icon calling Kriss a fool is funny, isn't it? I know, right? It's like, who was that guy? He's never chatted before. And he just comes in here and he lays that down. It's like, whoa. Do you do all of your architecture work in Boston? I do now. Previously, I did architecture work all over the world. My most famous project that I worked on was the Venetian Casino Resort in Las Vegas. But I also did the OPCW headquarters in The Hague. That's the Operation for the Prevention of Chemical Warfare. That was a big project of mine. OPCW headquarters in The Hague. I did got a lot of stuff. Down in Florida, I worked on the Sawgrass Mills retail early in my career out in Sunrise, which is like west of Fort Lauderdale. Sawgrass Mills. That was my retail thing I did for a little while. Did a number of other hotels. Worked on a big one out in Guam, on the island of Guam. So went out to Guam for a couple of years working on that. That was an interesting part of my life. So yeah, kind of all over. But now it's all here in Boston. Ah, cool. You just learned how to do the Dogecoin D. Very good. Very good, Duchess. It's only 22:30 in your time zone. You're already getting sleepy. Isn't that just because it's like dark all the time now? How much sunlight do you actually get up there now? Yes. I was single at the time, no kids, easy to travel. Easy to travel. I've never done anything in St. Louis. Nope. Really kind of the whole Midwest. Really didn't do much. East Coast, West Coast. Mostly here because it's where I'm based. Sun starts going down around 15. And by 1600, completely dark. Well, it's 1630 here now, and it's getting dark. It's pretty dark out there. Yeah, the whole afternoon feels like it's this in Boston right now. Pretty much. Lopsy, I am a coffee in the morning, right? Coffee in the morning. Doesn't matter whether it's hot or cold. And usually iced tea with dinner. But I generally drink more iced tea in the summer times when it's warm. I've cut down my sodas quite a bit. It's the whole sugar thing, just cutting sugar out. But yeah, it's a coffee in the morning. Oceanside, California. That sounds nice. Live in the south of Norway. Well, that's pretty even with Boston, I think, right? Don't forget to smash the likes and subscribe. Thank you. Will I sell XRP? The XRP I hold is right here, and it's in profit. So I'm not selling it right now. The XRP I hold is here. The stacks, I've got a limit order to sell because that's my worst performing asset that I have in this portfolio. Here's my XRP. I'm still up 220%. My average is 58 cents. So I'm not selling this. Not selling. But stacks, yeah, goodbye. Down 84%. Taking the big L on stacks. That was not a good choice. I thought because of its whole association with Bitcoin, that was going to be good. It wasn't. You're in the mid-Atlantic right now for the holidays. The mid-Atlantic. Where? That's the ocean. You're in the ocean? What, are you on a cruise ship? Are you on a cruise ship? Yeah, soda's a no-go. Coffee, definitely the way in the morning. Yep. Good night, RR. Your break is over, Joshua. See you next time. We'll see you. Some days are brighter than others in Hawaii. XRP. I know, right? XRP. Holding for 2 to 3 years. I mean, that'll be the next bull cycle, right? 2027, 2028. Oh, mid-Atlantic. Chesapeake Bay. God, I was like, Atlantic Ocean? What? Let me get this back to today here. We can look at more coins if you want for bear market bottoms. Wonder what XRP you'll get down to. I want to look at that one. Yeah, there's our last gift. Remember that? Remember that gift down to 9 cents here? September 2024, right before the big run. I will call it again when it's ready to be called a gift. A gift. XRP. So there was the leverage flush. There was the high. And here was the low. So XRP will go down to $1.20. $1.20 for XRP. So Will, if you're looking to load up on XRP next summer, KrissPax's target is $1.20. I'm still sitting at a 58-cent average, so I'm good. $1.20. Do you think we won't go up to 25 cents? We talked about that just a little bit ago. And if we get a catalyst, like we get X money launching, we could see 25 cents. We could see a pump, but I think it'll be short-lived. Dogecoin's pumps usually go up for a few days, get a lot of excitement trading up at that price, and then the shorters come in, the market makers take over when the volume starts ticking back down, and they sweep out all the leverage longs. That's how Dogecoin trades. The last expensive trip I went on was to Safeway. You got to buy the cheap stuff, Turbo. I don't even follow Hex. I don't follow that whole thing. That whole Richard Hart stuff, I don't believe in it. I don't follow it. People have made money on it. Awesome. But I don't. I suppose it's still better DCA every month than waiting for Doge to drop. That is the less risky approach. I am going to wait till the summer. That's just me. Am I wrong? I might be. I already won a lot this year. I made a lot, so I can be a little riskier in purchasing going forward. So I'm waiting. But again, that's just me. Euphoric speculative runs are phasing out, it seems, as crypto maturing to use case runs. There's very little use case in crypto. There still isn't. And as I've been talking about for the last 6 months, it's all going the way of stable coins, at least in the United States. That's all the government's talking about is stables. They don't care about crypto. Crypto's big, huge percentage gains overall might be diminishing because of bigger market cap, right? Trillions of dollars instead of billions of dollars overall. So there's that. I know. XRP's target is less entertaining than Dogecoin's. That is correct. PENGU. Yeah, let's look at PENGU. I have a limit order set on PENGU to sell, and it's not hitting. So we'll see. It hasn't hit yet. I don't remember what I set it at now. I'd have to go look. I don't remember. It's close though. So PENGU, after the leverage flush to the dip, in a bear market, right? In a bear market, it's right now less than a penny, 0.008. It would go down to 0.002. 0.0022 for PENGU in the bear market. 0.0022. Yeah, I'll be buying there. I don't know what I'm going to buy. We'll be following that though. 0.0022. Mark this on December 30th, 2025. These price targets for bear market bottoms. And we'll check. And you guys can say, oh, Kriss, you were so wrong. Maybe. Just lines on a chart. I don't know. I was right last time. Solana. What is Solana going to look like? That's an old one. That's not that. What is Solana going to look like? So there's the leverage flush. There was more liquidity there, so Solana didn't dip as much. Came back up to 209 and then dropped down to 119. So with that, Kriss says bear market bottom for Solana, $63, not 67. Not 67, but close. $63 for Solana, bear market bottom. I don't follow Richard at all. There's so many cryptos out there. I just couldn't get into all that hex stuff. Just couldn't do it. Will you sell all your BONK? Yes, I have a limit order set to sell 1 billion BONK tokens at a loss. Yep. That's how much I'm convinced that bear market. You're doing the same, waiting and saving. That's how I'm doing it. Do we really think Doge is going to 7 cents? So initially I said 9.5, right? That would be the bottom of the wick, would be 9.5. And so I targeted that 9.5, but then I ran this and it comes down here to 6.7. So I know anything below 7 cents will be a gift. I've lost so much on BONK. Don't know if I'll buy again. Yeah, me too. I'm taking the L on BONK. Again, it's tax loss harvesting. So this morning I set my limit orders and hoping we get a little pump in crypto tonight so my limit orders can hit. Otherwise tomorrow I will be doing market sells. Who wants to do a market sell? Ugh, I hate market sells, but might have to do it tomorrow. Otherwise, if I don't sell by the end of the day tomorrow, then I'm going to round trip it and I'm not going to be doing the tax loss harvesting. So yeah, 63 is boring. I know, Ryan. Stupid Solana. Could there be another huge leverage flush? Probably not like that. Probably not like that. The open interest in the futures is way down from that day. It flushed out so much. I know, market sells. Might have to do it tomorrow, Ryan. My first vacation in a long time. Been in California for years without leaving the state. Santa Cruz, Monterey, Half Moon Bay. Yep, I've been there. I've been to all of those. Haven't been to Pacific Grove. But Santa Cruz, Monterey, and Half Moon Bay, I've been to. San Fran. Yep. All good. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, been to San Fran probably 3 times. All vacations, not work. All vacations. Coming to the eastern seaboard. Yeah, snow, ice, snowmen, all of that, right? Ugh. I'm not looking forward to this winter. Not looking forward to it. See what's going on right now. Oh, turning around a little bit from a dip. So if we get another run tonight, let's say Doge comes back up to 12.5, then maybe my PEPE and BONK and PENGU limit orders are going to hit because they're sitting up in this range. So we'll see. Again, I sold my stocks. Zone, I had limit order. That sold. And yeah, I sold Zone and I sold Meggle. I'm out of Meggle. And wouldn't you know, Meggle goes up to $1.19 after I sell at $1.18. Stupid. That's all right. I made so much money off Meggle the past like 15 months. And Zone went up after I sold it. It kept going up a little too. But that's all right. There's all sorts of conspiracy theories about last night's Falcons-Rams game. Apparently there was like $8 million or $8 billion, some huge number bet more on the Rams than the Falcons. And so the refs did not call a pass interference on that last or near the end of the game because that could have helped the Rams win, and the bookies wanted the Falcons to win because there was so much more money bet on the Rams. That is conspiracy theory. There's a lot of that going on. When you take your vacation in Hawaii, you live in Hawaii, so you'll just make videos around Hawaii. It's not bad. Not bad. The Bears, I wasn't watching. Patriots killed the Jets. I enjoyed watching that, or what I could watch of it. Hey, Abdul. Hope you're doing good. Do you believe there will be a rally anytime soon? For Dogecoin, we're waiting for X money. We're waiting for X money. It says launching in 2025. We only got one more day for that. There's nothing else going on in crypto. There's just nothing going on right now. Now, when we get in the new year, is something going to get the crypto market going up? Eventually, there'll be something, right? Bitcoin's going to go on a relief rally, I believe. Probably go up to 95, 98K, maybe touch 100 again. I think we'll see that. What is it going to be that sparks it? I don't know. Right now, I just don't see anything on the horizon. Now, I'm going to be summing all of this up on my video that I'm going to make on Thursday. That will be my 2026 price prediction. I just gave you my bear market lows. So that will be included in Thursday's video just as a highlight, right? The highlight of today's live stream will be in that 2026 price prediction video. Maybe I'll chop up. God, I wish I had AI, right? Hey, AI, could you just chop up that live stream into those pieces that show the bear market bottom predictions? I wish I could do that, right? Because, God, I've been doing this for an hour now just on the predictions, and to go through it manually, I guess I would have to, right? Manually, I'll do that. That gives me something to do tomorrow, right? What the Chiefs are moving to Kansas, is that right? I don't know the details of it. I heard that there was like something happening with the Chiefs. You're on Newsbreak, doing better than YouTube, but you haven't given up on YouTube. YouTube is tough. It's tough to crack. You got to have a niche that like people want to see on YouTube. It's tough. My next vacation is San Antonio. Same for me. You guys. I'm getting a new water heater for Christmas. Didn't want one, but God said I needed. Oh, sorry to hear that, TB. Oh. Rip. KC. So they're getting a new stadium. I haven't heard the details. Go Chargers. They're going to be playing without Herbert last game, which means if they lose, they could be coming here to New England for the first round of the playoffs, playing the Patriots. Kansas is helping pay for a domed stadium. Missouri got outbid. That's crazy. A city that sits in 2 states. It's just crazy. Oh, SA, South Africa. I get it. Yeah, let's all go to SA, South Africa. Yeah, sorry, Duchess. I don't know what's going on with your account. I'm glad you got the membership thing figured out here, though. I know, South Africa, right? South Africa. Yeah, so I think if Buffalo wins their last game and San Diego loses, San Diego will be coming to New England. But that's only if Denver beats the Chargers, assuming the Patriots beat Miami. So if Patriots beat Miami and the Chargers somehow with Lance beat Denver, then the Patriots would be the #1 and they'd get a bot. We'll see how that plays out. It'll be an exciting afternoon there on Sunday. The Indiana Bears. Yeah, what about that? Is that just a leverage play that they're making on the city of Chicago and that they really don't mean it? Can you imagine that? The Bears playing in Indiana? Oh. St. Louis. Yeah, there's East St. Louis, right? Is on the Illinois side. Is that East St. Louis? I've been there before, or through there. Yeah, I remember St. Louis. Yeah, we should all go to South Africa, Cape Town. You've already got your money on the Pats to win. Miami coming up to the cold Boston weather on Sunday with a backup quarterback. Yeah. Yeah, I know, John. It is what it is, right? It is what it is. Long time ago. Of course, Patriots. Let's go. Let's go. I want Bitcoin 90K. I want Doge at least to 12.5 tonight, so I can get my PEPE and BONK and PENGU sales done. Otherwise, market order sells tomorrow at a lower price. Won't be fun. Could have sold Sunday night up here. I was like, oh, no, I'll wait. It'll go higher. No, didn't. And why are you a Seahawks fan again, Ryan? Why? You're nowhere near Seattle. The 7-period fractal trend says Dogecoin price is headed to $10. Okay. Whatever that is. But it's bouncing off of a May 2021 super overbought, overhyped, over FOMO'd price of Dogecoin. And you just can't use that. In my opinion, you can't use that. Because this cycle, Dogecoin did not go to a higher price than last cycle, where Bitcoin and most other coins actually exceeded their 2021 highs. So, yeah. I say, let's see $1 first before we start talking about $10. $1 is going to be hard. $1 is going to be hard. We're sitting here at the end of 2025 and Dogecoin is in the 12s. So, oh, here it is right here. Here's the news. The 7-period fractal trend says Dogecoin price is headed to $10. Thank you, Joseph. It was right here. I didn't even see it till now. There it is. The foundation of the technical analysis is based on the idea that different assets tend to pivot in repeating time-based fractals of 7. Bitcoin's historical behavior is highlighted as a key reference, particularly the 2021 double top, which formed 7 months apart as an important transition. The same rhythm becomes apparent when mapped onto Dogecoin. Particularly, Dogecoin topped roughly 7 months before Bitcoin during the last cycle, then lagged Bitcoin by another 7 months during subsequent phases. All right. Using the same fractal spacing projected forward, the analysis extends Dogecoin's long-term trajectory into the next major cycle window. The green projection box on the chart illustrates a future expansion phase, blah, 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 consistent, blah, blah, blah. Well, I'll have to look at this. They don't show the chart on this. I have to go to News BTC and check that out. Interesting. Pivot. I know, we need a pivot. Maybe this was the pivot we just had right here at 4 o'clock. Right while Kriss was live, we had the pivot. It's now 5 o'clock. We should have a PAX cat coming pretty soon. Time to buy. $10 would be sitting nice. Me too. I'd be sitting nice too. It'd be another what? $4 million? I'd take that. I would take that. The Ross pivot. Ha. Yeah, most people won't get that, Goose. Most people won't get that. The Ross pivot. Yeah. Yep. Okay, time for your summoning there, Duchess. Time for the summoning. Overall, crypto, it's pretty quiet. The movers today Canton, Humanity Protocol, Leo. Hey, Chuckles, Leo is up again today. XTZ, 00, Lighter, Toncoin, Story, Aptos, Telcoin. It's like, and what's down the most? Arrow, Mantle, ICP, Curve, Morpho, Athena, Zcash starting to pull back a bit. Still up 25% on the week, though. Hedera, Stellar, Algorand, and Sheeb. Poor Sheeb. Still waiting on that big Sheeb run. Not gonna happen. There's the summoning. Yeah. I disagree. I think most will get it. Thinly sliced frozen shrimp. You know it, Ryan. The 505 PaxCat summons. If he walks in right now, that would just be so funny. That would be so funny. Like he knows, right? Like he absolutely knows. There just wasn't a whole lot going on today. I mean, we had the FOMC minutes. We covered that earlier. Big nothing burger. All these crypto Twitter folks this morning saying, oh, there's going to be like huge, like volatility. It's like nothing. Elon Musk tells X to increase creator payouts to compete with YouTube. Mr. Beast says competing with YouTube revenue going to be pretty hard. They're the best platform to ever exist at this. So we'll see. Silver. A silver cup and handle. And we didn't even talk about silver today. I mean, you can't compare silver with Bitcoin. Sorry, Merlin. Not the same. It's probably on different time frames. Oh, it's still 1 week. It's the weekly. It just silver just went on this huge run. Oh, I see what he did. The timing is different. That's what it is. So the silver cup is like bunched up in a shorter time horizon there. Michael Saylor says Saudi Arabia's $3 trillion sovereign wealth fund should buy Bitcoin at scale. Not going to happen. Terra Hosting is hiring. If you live in Indiana, listen up. Who lives in Indiana here? One of you guys do, right? If you're looking for a job, Terra Hosting. Crypto mining. They're building out a huge facility. Oh, here's John. One more day. Oh, look at that. He put a... Oh, that's good. As the sand flows through the hourglass, so do the days of our lives. One more day for X money to launch. One more day. Yeah, I wish our friend John here would just stick to the fun things in crypto and not get into politics. But I guess everybody just delves into politics every now and then. But I follow him just because of all of the fun Doge stuff that he does. A lot of stuff on X all about this Minnesota fraud stuff. Unbelievable story. And Robinhood is pushing their giveaway tonight. So looks like tonight they're going to be giving away XRP So I'm expecting about 1.07 XRP tokens tonight. We'll see how close that estimate is. 1.07 XRP tokens. And this isn't just for Robinhood Gold. It's for everybody who has a Robinhood crypto account. You don't have to be Robinhood Gold. But I don't know what the big prizes are going to be tonight. We'll find out. We'll find out what the big prizes are. I will be posting that on X. Day 5. I'll be posting tonight at 8:30. So if you want to know, just follow me on X at KrissPax. I do a lot of stuff on here. Keep up to date on all the things going on. $2.74 worth of Solana. I got that last night. Woo! Let's go! Maybe if we all start chanting, Pax Cat, Pax Cat. It's Josh. That's who's in Indiana. They give significant cuts on your electric rate if you mine. Really? That's probably why Terra Hosting moved there or set up another mining farm. They've got one somewhere else, but they said they made a deal with Indiana and they can get, what was it, like 8 cents kilowatt hour, something like that. I think it's 8 cents. That's pretty good. I pay about 15 cents, but then they double it with transmission costs, taxes, and fees. So it's almost 30 cents. So maybe it's good I didn't get my mining rig. It's so expensive here. Recession-proof employment opportunities. Yep. Pax Cat's late. Yep. When do you take your Christmas tree down? The 26th, the day after. Gone. Out of here. Done. They've already got the Valentine's stuff out in the stores. As soon as Christmas is done, everything Christmas related is 50 to 70% off, and they're starting to push their Valentine's stuff. Yeah, never going to happen, Sheeb. They tried, right, with the Sheebarium. Remember that? Joke. Yeah, how's that Sheeb restaurant chain doing? Oh. Good luck to everyone on the Robinhood giveaways. Ah, yeah, you're the one who won, but you got a suitcase. Out of all the prizes, the suitcase was the one that was like, well, the AirPods. AirPods not for me either. But yeah, suitcase. It's like, suitcase. Thanks, Robinhood. That's what I wanted. A suitcase. But congratulations. It's better than the little bit of ETH I got. If Elon turns on X payments, then accept crypto for Tesla, that would be huge. That would be huge. I'd love that. I love that. We wait. Patience is hard, isn't it? The patience is hard. Yeah, maybe I'll still get into mining, but right now I'm being patient with AlphaPex. I told him maybe we can do a deal for the Home Miner 2 when it comes out. We'll see. You could sell the suitcase and buy more crypto. Yeah, secondary market, maybe be tougher to get that price. Even if you didn't even open it, it'd still be tough. So it's between 20 and 30 cents, Joseph. We've talked about that a lot. Like double the price from 12.3 to like 25 cents. That's what I think. But it wouldn't stay up there. It'd come back down to like 15 if that happens. So we wait. We wait. All right, gang, that's what we've got. Look, 12.3 cent Doge. It is what it is. I gave you my bear market bottoms on a number of cryptos. That's just what I see. We'll see how all that plays out. Again, it's a long time period. Everybody wants that instant gratification. I want to know what it's doing now. And I'm like, this is slow week. Always said Christmas, New Year's, very slow, low volume. There's like no volume. So we wait it out. I still want to see crypto come up. Doge at least to 12.5 so I can hit my limit orders on PEPE and BONK and PENGU and get those done. So that's what we got. Hey, I hope everyone has a great evening. We'll see you next time.
Dogecoin, which started as a complete joke, has like skyrocketed to not a joke anymore. It hit an all-time high of almost 10 cents yesterday, but it was so minuscule you wouldn't have understood why you have millions of shares.
Didn't Elon tweet that too?
And arguably, the most entertaining outcome and the most ironic outcome would be that Dogecoin becomes the currency of Earth in the future.